It's been a minute since we dropped, boys. Shit. You already know what this is, though. It's that new Schwetzel shit. Let's get it. It's that new age Bruce Wayne, one of the original six like Luke Kane. Be heating up the beat, watch it turn to blue flames. Things change in my pocket, still ain't worried about a thing. Ooh, they fuck up my face, let's get burned up a track on no trace. Let's get lift up, bar, get it raised. I get a chop, beat, get it played. Thoughts in my brain, let them rain. Posture change, let's get made. If you want smoke, then let it rain. You can tell me like I'm a game blue. I don't take no breaks, it's like working is a habit. All these dreams and goals, bitch, I know I gotta have it. Let me take a beat and I'ma kill it like I stabbed it. I grab it, I rack it, I cock it back and blast it. Bitches in my ear, acting soft, it's a fabric. I don't pay it, no, I can't hear through all the static. Magnet attracted, when I want nothing past it. I'll pull up in the Martin, like my name was Aston. Baby, I'm a, 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 baby, I'm a. I'm a young boy, I just had to get it from the cut. Always been a dog, been treated like a mutt. You ain't love yourself, you get treated like a slut. Always put in work, I can't never give up. Back doors ringing from the packs, I was slinging. I push crack when I'm speaking, I can't lack. When you see me, you can't act like you believe it. All these racks I've been seeing, let them stack to the ceiling. Cause I'm back with a vengeance, check the fucking pretense. I foreshadowed all this shit, been through so much in this life, but can't be mad about that shit. So much bricks, so much links, so much counterfeits. I think I done had enough, man, it's time to really quit. But I can't never quit, I can't never give up. Bitch, it's Schwetzel from the cut, bitch, it's Schwetzel from the cut. Bitch, you know what's going up, bitch, you know what's going up. If a nigga going down, then you know we going up. Goddamn. Hey. All this shit. Hey. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. Welcome back to the communication station. We gonna get right into this shit. First, look what the fuck that happened to me last night. I got something in my eye, and now I woke up with all type of fucking extra redness in my fucking eye for no reason. So I got like a hurted fucking blood vessel in my eyeball socket for fucking some reason. There was something in my eyeball like all fucking night last night while I was at work. I was trying to get that shit out. It never wanted to come out. And then I just fucking went to sleep. And I guess it caused some fucking extra aggravation over the nighttime or some shit. But anyways, welcome back to the communication station with your boy YungSchwetzel in the building. So today we gonna talk about how everybody likes to act like everything's fine when it's really not. You know what I'm saying? And this play out in a few different ways. This not only play out with your interpersonal relationships with people, but this also just play out on a personal level when people are going through things and may not necessarily have an outlet as far as somebody to talk to about it, or as far as in some type of internal dialogue that allows them to speak to themselves to get through things, to allow themselves to know that everything is actually okay at the end of the day, instead of just lying to yourself. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, for example, I see a lot of people who be not actually okay, who be going through a lot of shit, you know what I'm saying? And they'll never speak to a therapist about it, or they don't have any type of internal strength or any type of internal reassurance systems to let themselves know, like, yeah, shit might be fucked up at the moment, but it's, you know, it's always going to be okay at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? And these people will act like everything's okay, be smiling in public, and these be the same people who, you know, go home and kill themselves, or just miserable all the time and don't have no way to figure out why they can't get out of that space as far as being feeling depressed or feeling down all the time, feeling like shit is not okay. Yeah, the reason why you still stuck in that space is because you don't have any internal dialogue. You don't have any internal strength to what because a lot of the time whenever you're feeling like shit is not okay, a lot of the time it be more based on societal needs at the moment. It'd be more based on you don't have a place to stay at the moment, you don't have no money at the moment, or you're just not in a position with the image and status of being a celebrity or being famous or being any type of hierarching type of person in the environment who is seen as better than other individuals, because at the end of the day that's kind of what everyone is competing for. Like it seemed like everybody is just trying to be better than the next person in some type of way. So if you're somebody who's in the environment and it's always you get this like subtle energy put onto you, like you're the one who is the flunked out person, or you are the one who is the lesser of all these individuals who are in the environment who you have to deal with and shit like that. It's going to put this energy onto you of you feeling like, well, damn, maybe I'm not shit at the moment just because I don't have this job or I don't have this title or I haven't had this career for this certain amount of time or some shit like that. But that's the problem. That's what we're trying to get away from as a society. You know what I'm saying? As a society, that's what we need to be getting away from. We need to be getting away from putting certain pressures on individuals that make them stray further from their dreams and goals and rather go work this 9 to 5 job or maintain this image and status for their parents or for these people in their environment. As far as, yeah, I need to make sure that I'm holding down a good job. I need to make sure that these specific bills are paid. And I need to, what I'm saying? Shit like that. That's the shit that we're trying to stray away from as a society. So people who are extremely worldly minded and extremely just third dimensionally focused in general, y'all need to take this into consideration. You are no better than another person just because you might have certain other things together that this other person may not have at the moment. You get what I'm saying? This person might not have the job at the moment, or this person might not have the money at the moment, but their strength of their character, their content of their heart and shit like that is much stronger, and they can attain things internally at a much higher degree than you would ever be able to. You know what I'm saying? So we need to take this into consideration. If you're a person who is extremely worldly minded and extremely third dimensionally focused, you need to take this into consideration. Everyone is not meant for that type of life. Everybody is not meant for that type of path. And in general, in the world, that as a society, we're growing towards getting away from that shit anyways. We're growing more towards putting importance on the shit that actually matter, the people who are actually creating real content, the people who are actually creating real music, the people who, you know what I'm saying? The people who are more creatively inclined in general, just the people who are creators. Y'all need to understand this in life. You know what I'm saying? The people who are creators you can't force a creative person to be uncreative and go into an environment where their energy is stifled in the creative aspect, because that's what y'all need to understand as well. An extremely creative person, this is going to burden them by default, because you're asking a person who is an extremely individualistic person and a person who is extremely creative in their own day-to-day life, whatever situation they attack, they do it in their own unique individual creative type of way, right? So you are expecting and wanting this person to go and work a job that puts them in a position where their creative energy is stifled. So at any time they have it might even be a better way about going about things. It might even be a more efficient way about going about things. But the manager or the boss at that job is going to be like, that's not how you were trained to do this job, or that's not how you're supposed to do this job. You're supposed to do it in this exact specific type of way, and you're supposed to follow these exact specific steps to reach this final destination. You get what I'm saying? So the blueprint is already made. Every stepping stone is already made. every piece of the puzzle to get to the final outcome of what they're asking of you at a job is already made for you. So a person who is a creative person by default is going to be stifled in this type of area dealing with these type of things, because they're going to want to have a more creative approach towards going towards these things rather than actually following along and just going with whatever the authority is at the moment and following step by step and shit like that. So y'all just need to take this shit into consideration when we dealing with the world and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? When y'all dealing with the world and shit like that, like, don't be so hard on your siblings or on your son or daughter or whoever it may be to you, just because they don't necessarily want to work a job at the moment, or they necessarily aren't made for that type of shit. You know what I'm saying? You might be dealing with somebody who is on a way bigger mission than you even know about at the moment. You know what I'm saying? And this is what y'all need to take into consideration too. A person who is actually on a big mission like that, like, you might even be, if you are like a parent to a person who is like me, a extremely creative individual type of person, a person who is on a big mission, you need to understand, even if you are in a position to allow this person to have certain type of grace in these situations that a regular individual might not be able to access that type of grace through that situation, you need to understand you might be in a position to give that grace and allow this person, your son or your daughter or whoever it is that you're involving yourself with at the moment, and you're in a position to be able to give them grace and allow them to get certain things. You need to understand, just because you're able to give this person certain grace and you're able to kind of like let them not get fired or some shit like that, you know what I'm saying? Understand, they're gonna be not getting grace in other type of areas within that job, regardless of how much grace you've been able to give them. No matter how many days of being no call, no show that you've been able to excuse for them, no matter how many days of, you know what I'm saying, being sick and just missing work that you're able to excuse for them and not get them fired off of the shit. You need to understand, they're not getting grace in other areas. You know what I'm saying? Because they're just a person like me. You know what I'm saying? They're just a person like me. So they're gonna get certain other type of shit where it's like they get no grace in these situations. They get punished very quickly in these situations. And you need to understand that as a person who is on the outside looking in type of thing. But let's get back on the main topic of the video. You know what I'm saying? So that's what y'all need to understand. A person who, if you are a person who is not okay, but you always wanting to be acting like you're okay, just so that you're not like fucking up the vibe or some shit, because that be the thing that I be noticing. Like I said, if y'all pay attention to life is all about community and brotherhood. That's all it's about. Family is community at the end of the day. It's the same thing. Brotherhood, community, family, it's basically all the same word. It's the same thing. It bring the same type of energy. A gathering, you know what I'm saying? Coming together, fucking, you know what I'm saying? Shit like that. That is what life is predicated towards. You get what I'm saying? So by default, you not being okay as a person and not knowing to handle that from an internal state, you get what I'm saying? And not you not knowing how to handle your sons and daughters, your thoughts and feelings and shit like that. By default, if you're a person who is not inclined to the shit that I'm on, you get what I'm saying? By default, you're going to have certain ideas in your head that's going to tell you, I need to go and talk to somebody about this, or I need to go to a therapist about this, or some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? And see, sometimes even a person will, especially if you're like a Capricorn or some shit like that, because I be noticing like a lot of Capricorns are like this. Like, y'all would rather die before you fucking come outside your mouth to ask somebody for help. You get what I'm saying? So even if you have those ideas like, damn, I need to talk to somebody about this, or I need to go to a therapist and see a therapist and talk to them about this, I just need to kind of like vent this frustration or vent this feeling lesser than type of energy. You get what I'm saying? Even if you have these ideas, a lot of times if you're a very independent person, you're still not going to act on them. So if you don't have an external outlet to be able to actually go and talk to somebody, that's working backwards anyways. If you are thinking like that and you would act on some shit like that, you need to understand that's living backwards anyways. You are looking for external means to satiate whatever internal state of being that you're having an issue with at the moment. You need to understand that if you're a person who, like I just explained, you are having these ideas, you might even act on it. You need to understand that that's living in reverse. You need to take care of what's going on inside you first. That way you won't need the community or the family. You won't need the validation of somebody telling you like, yeah, you just thinking and feeling this way right now. Like really at the end of the day, everything's okay. You know what I'm saying? Like that's living in reverse. You don't need that. Understand? You don't need that. Well, I can't tell you. Some people out there, some of y'all motherfuckers might still need some type of external mental crutch or some shit like that. But understand, if you don't want to go about it in the worldly way, as far as living in reverse and utilizing some type of external means to satiate whatever you're dealing with internally, you need to understand when you're on your own time and when you're alone and shit like that, you need to learn how to handle yourself internally. You need to go inside of yourself first. And then if you're still that weak and you feel like you really still need to go and talk to somebody and you really still need to go to therapy, then that's when you should probably go to therapy, or that's when you should probably go and talk to somebody and get some type of community around you or some type of support system in some type of way that's going to help you feel better about your situation. Because at the end of the day, all y'all humans, that's all y'all care about. Y'all just care about feeling better at the end of the day. So you know what I'm saying? That's what this video is kind of for. Y'all more humanized people who kind of just need help all the time and kind of just need, you know what I'm saying, always want to feel better and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? But what y'all need to understand is, as well, suffering is part of the fucking game out here. So understand that. And suffering creates diamonds. For real. Suffering is a big tool that you can utilize for whatever motivation, whatever passion, whatever type of, you know what I'm saying? All these things can be utilized for your benefit. You need to understand that whatever you've been through for a reason. You can utilize that energy. You can transmute that energy. It's not just dead. You know what I'm saying? It's not just something that happened to you and it's, you know what I'm saying? Because you know how it affects you. You know what I'm saying? You personally, you know how it affects you. You know what I'm saying? But that's besides the point. Let's get off the individualistic tip now. Let's get into what happens in interpersonal relationships when you act like everything's okay, but it's really not. So but when we're in a situation where everyone is okay individually, we're in even if we're not in a situation where everyone is okay individually, because that kind of plays into it as well. Because if you're willing to sweep shit under the rug as a person, as an individual, then you're also going to be willing to sweep shit under the rug whenever you're dealing with interpersonal relationships with other people that don't involve just you. You get what I'm saying? So pay attention to that. If you're an individual who is already struggling with this type of shit and you're willing to act like everything is okay when you're really not okay, you're willing to act happy when you're frustrated, you're willing to act basically opposite to actually how you are at the moment. When you're willing to act a certain way and certain characteristics and traits that are not really in line with how you truly feel at the moment. Like if you frustrated at the moment, show that a little bit. If you annoyed with a person at the moment a little bit, show that. You know what I'm saying? Don't just be all fucking peachy keen and shit all the time. You know what I'm saying? Just let it be known. Like show how you actually are at the moment. Like that, like don't be just acting out of a character all the time just to make things easier as far as what you're dealing with whenever you're going through things with individuals. You know what I'm saying? Like that shit does more detriment than I think y'all realize. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and it's always on the back end. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's always on the back end. It's always some missing the point, some type of weird shit. You know what I'm saying? Whenever you sweep shit up under the rug like this, it's always on the back end, and y'all don't realize it till it's too late, kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? And then on top of that, if you a person like me and you're not sweeping shit up under the rug, you're letting shit be known when it appears to you and shit like that. Uh, what you need to understand is you'll go through situations where a person will try to make you be responsible for the relationship cracking or breaking or the separation. A person will try to make you responsible for it and make you feel like you need to be the one to repair some shit that you didn't even break. Now tell me how that shit makes sense. Tell me how that shit makes sense. It don't, bitch. And y'all can't bring any logic to me that can make that shit make sense. Because this is the thing. With y'all's logic and reasoning, y'all can make sense out of anything at the end of the day. That's why you have certain individuals out here saying a truth and the lie is the same exact thing. You just pick which side you're on. It's the exact same thing. The reason why is because you can take your logic and reasoning and you can make sense out of anything. Like it, and this is the thing too. What a lot of y'all need to understand. I've been in the world and I've been on the internet both a lot in this past week and a half. Okay, what I've noticed and what y'all need to understand from what I'm saying right now is the whole fucking world is delusional. Play that again. The whole fucking world is delusional. Okay? Woo. The whole fucking world is delusional. So y'all need to understand that. And this is what I'm talking about when I say that your logic and reasoning can make sense out of anything. You can lie to yourself all day and you can make sense out of anything. So pay very close attention to that. Like I said, the whole world is delusional at the moment. So you will be in situations where people will make up shit just to cater to their fucking bias at the moment. Shout out to Famous Malo, bro. Appreciate you. But yeah, so people will be out here creating all type of logic and reasoning and justifications to cater towards their bias at the moment, whatever delusion that they're in at the moment. It even goes so hard to the point where y'all are in the Masons concept of the new world as far as how they created video games for y'all and shit, as far as taking the concept of when natives were talking about how we in a new world and how we in a spaceship in our mind and shit like that, and how we travel into new worlds and shit like that. The Masons took this concept when they was invading over here and killing all the Indians and shit like that. And they took that concept and they went so hard with it. And this is where the fucking sarcasm shit come into it. They even went so far as to making fucking video games out of this shit. That's where this concept came from. When y'all get to the spot where y'all can actually think how the people who fucking run the world and created this shit for y'all actually think about shit, this will help y'all understand the world a whole lot in general. You get what I'm saying? So like I said, these people came over here to what they was calling the new world based on how the indigenous of this land were referring to things that they were dealing with as far as internally and shit like that. So they called this area over here the new world. And they went so hard with it after they invaded and after they took over and killed off everybody. They went so hard with it. They went into the sarcasm aspect and they created fucking video games for y'all and called it the fucking new world. You get what I'm saying? They might not have physically called it the new world, but y'all need to understand that's where the concept come from. That's how these people were thinking when they put certain game developers and graphic designers in position to make a video game for you in the first place. Understand that. Understand what's really going on. So they'll put graphic designers and people in position, developers to make these games. Right. And then when they create it, it's they looking at it like, yeah, bitch, now that's our new world. Now all y'all who come from a native indigenous type of bloodline and shit like that, now y'all go and play in our game and be in our new world, bitch. That's exactly how these people think. Okay. But that's besides the point. Let's get into what we was actually talking about here. You know what I'm saying? So it'll be a situation where even people who are in the world and deal with the world every day will go and play a video game And by being in the world and being of that delusional mindset, you will play a fucking video game with these individuals and just notice how delusional these people are. If you lose a game, right? Say you're playing a match. I play this game called League of Legends, right? Each game take like 30 to 40 minutes to complete, right? It's a long ass game, right? And it's very tedious, it's very back and forth. There's a lot that goes into it, right? So for example, you'll have a situation where your team is losing, right? And this go for the league community, especially beyond just the world. Like it seemed like the league community is the most delusional individuals out there. But for example, you will be playing this game with these individuals. Your team is losing, right? But these people will be so delusional to the point where they will come up with some type of logic and reasoning to make it seem like y'all actually winning the fucking game at the moment. And make it, and even if y'all lose, they'll come up with all type of logic, reasoning, justification, and excuses off of that logic, left brain having something to point at to be like, oh yeah, this is why we lost the game. This is why you know what I'm saying? This is why we was having trouble with this game. You know what I'm saying? Or it'll even come down to a situation where you could even physically lose the fucking game. And you'll have somebody in here saying, oh yeah, we ain't even lose though, for real. Like that was actually a win, low key. Like I can't even fucking say no more than that, bro. Because and I'm just using the gaming shit as an example right now. Like this is what be going down in life in general. You get what I'm saying? Like this is what be going down in life in general. Understand that. So if you got a person who is sitting here and saying, oh no, we actually won that game when we actually lost it. You know what I'm saying? Think about what people actually do in real life. You know what I'm saying? If people are afraid of taking a loss in a fucking video game, imagine what these people are doing in real life when it comes to their interpersonal relationships with people. And whenever a person actually has the upper hand on them and actually has something over them at the moment and actually has real logic and reasoning based on what actually took place to be able to bring up to a person like this. A person like this is going to immediately get into their emotions and they're immediately going to come up with logic and reasoning that cater more towards how they feel about the situation at the moment and based upon how you made them feel about what you said. By what you said, I mean, not about what you said, how you made them feel by what you said. So a person is going to come up with some way to make it seem to themselves, even if the environment don't agree with it, they don't give a fuck about that, agree to themselves that they won in this situation in some type of way, or they was never wrong in this situation in some type of way. And you was the one who was doing wrong, and you was the one who was disrespecting them just because you've done something in the past, or just because you said something to them that made them feel a certain type of way. And y'all need to understand that shit. I'm gonna go cut the heat off real quick in my house though, because it's like I'm burning up in this bitch. I can't even hold. It's been a little motherfucking chilly in Virginia, bro. It's been a little chilly in Virginia, bro. So I've been having to cut the heat on, and then I have to cut that bitch back off when it get fucking hot as a bitch in here. And then I have to cut that bitch back on when it get cold as a bitch in here. The temperature been a weird up here. You know what I'm saying? We still trying to grow our weed plants and everything. No, we ain't letting the weather fuck with us. Know what I'm saying? But y'all just the main point of this video. What's up, Grace? And I appreciate you popping up. Main point of this video, though, what y'all need to understand when you dealing with another individual in your life. I already explained how to handle the situation when you're not okay as an individual. I already explained how to deal with that shit. So y'all know how to deal with it as an individual. But when we're talking about a situation where you're dealing with a relationship with another person and a personal relationship with this person, if it is somebody that you actually care about and it is somebody that you actually see yourself involving yourself with for a long standing period of time, You need to attack these situations that make you feel a certain type of way immediately. If you feel disrespected, if you feel any certain type of way about this person's characteristics, this person's traits, this person's actions towards you, this person's actions in general, whatever it may be, you need to make sure that you are attacking that shit immediately as soon as it presents itself. Do not be afraid of the confrontation. Please do not be afraid of the confrontation. Handle it as soon as it appears, because number one, you're going to be more respected by the person who you're dealing with in general. If they're already a respectable person who know how to correlate themselves with life in general and know how to handle certain things better than other individuals, they're going to respect you by default for coming to them with certain shit like this. You know what I'm saying? Other individuals who are weaker, especially females who be in super flunked out emotional states and shit, they might get mad at you and they might want to start playing victim and fucking pointing the finger at you and shit. Just understand, you wasting your time even fucking bringing the shit up to these individuals. The best thing you can do is probably just separate yourself from them, go back to being alone, or find a better individual to involve yourself with. But if it's actually a person who is valuable in some type of way, valuable to you, and actually will sit down and have these conversations with you, understand you need to handle it immediately. Because if not, if both of y'all are sitting here just sweeping shit under the rug, you need to understand it. Everything is momentum. Everything builds up momentum and it gains speed and accuracy as it goes along. You understand? So by you sweeping it up under the rug here in the past and it keeping on, all that does is build up more momentum, and it builds up more frustration, and it builds up more situations where y'all gonna have to cuss each other out. Y'all gonna have to yell and scream at each other. Y'all gonna have to be extremely emotional about shit due to all the times that you ignored whatever emotion, whatever thought, whatever. You get what I'm saying? Just take your opportunities when they appear to you. Don't wait. Like there's no time to wait. All there is action or inaction. That's all there is. There's no time to wait for a better astrological alignment, for you to say some shit to this person. There's no time to wait for the fucking stars align. There's no time to wait until a better day and time. Oh, this person is having a bad day today. Like there's no time to wait for that. There's fucking two sides, bitch. It's either action or inaction. That's all you fucking have. That's all you fucking have. It's either action or inaction. So you're either going to take action on the shit that you know that you're supposed to be doing, or you're going to be in a perpetual state of inaction, and you're going to be frustrated with yourself, and you're going to continue to disrespect yourself, and you're going to continue to feel bad about yourself because you're not listening to yourself and the shit that you know you're supposed to be doing. That is why we experience so much hardship in this life. Understand that. That is why we experience so much hardship in this life, because a lot of us would rather listen to the fucking people in our environment who have a fucking job or who have a certain type of career or a certain type of image and status based on the shit that has worked for them and based on the shit that society taught them. So we would rather listen to these people and fucking hold an image and status and a character that would sit better with these individuals rather than correlating to shit that would sit better with us. That is why we experience so much hardship. That is why we experience so much depression. That is why we experience so much suicidal people in this day and time. Because you're not correlating to your truth. You're not correlating to what sits right with your soul. Bitch, you're correlating your shit to everyone else. And you'll never say the shit that's what's really on your mind. That's why. That's why you can't get out of whatever it is that you into right now. Because you know the way out. You know what you're supposed to do, but you have this fucking person in your ear always telling you that you need to go about it in this certain type of way because it worked for fucking Jerry goddamn fucking Cherry Boy. I don't know. Jerry Cherry Boy. I don't know. I don't know what's wrong with y'all motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? But that is why. That's why we be experiencing so much hardship. Y'all motherfuckers can't be true to yourselves. That's the main tip. Pay attention. But anyways, we out of here. Just don't sweep under shit. Just don't sweep his shit up under the rug. Handle it when it appears. Don't act like everything's okay when it's not, because it's always going to be a situation where there's going to be one person. The scales are always going to be unbalanced. It's always going to be one person who's feeling a certain type of way, and this person up here acting like, oh, yeah, this shit happened, but it didn't even happen for real. Like, everything's okay now. And this person down here is always going to be like, well, you know what I'm saying? Like, we can't just kind of act like nothing happened. You know what I'm saying? Like, we kind of gotta handle this shit in some type of way. Like, we can't just, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know how you expect me to be your friend or be in any type of relationship with you when you're not even willing to fix this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, we kind of need to do something about this. Just know that. And what's good, Zay Quarter? Zay Quarter. Gen Z always do that shit. Just push shit off. I think I am Gen Z. And let you know, we are some fucking procrastinators. But when it comes to our relationships and shit like that, just know, well, I'm a person who like to handle shit. You know what I'm saying? But we out of here. I'm going to go and fucking do something else. I'll holler at y'all in a little bit. Take it easy.